The first thing, you know how to do comments, right? In a code?
Yeah.
2 forward slashes. All right, comment. There's another way to do a comment. It's a forward slash and a star, and then a star and another forward slash. Anything in between is a comment. All right, so you do a slash, star, and then you can do whatever you want, and then a star slash. It's called a multi-line comment. And see, it's a different color. So.
Oh, so that's a multi-line. So you go like.
Yeah, you can just type a novel and then close the comment, and everything will be okay. So, I just want you to know about that. So you already knew about the regular comments, and then this is a multi-line comment. Item 2. Legal variable names. I don't think we've ever talked about this. I'm going to write about it right in here. Variable names in Java have to start with a letter, but then can be made of letters and numbers. Plus the underline character, and I'm sure there's other things you can use, but keep it to that, all right? You don't need to get too fancy. You can't use Java keywords or operators in variable names. So yes are good book 1, my book, dog 3, fave places. These are all good. Bad names would be to book, book $, book plus my book. You can't have plus signs, minus signs, division signs, modulo signs. You can't start with a number. And with multi-word variable names, in Java, we tend to make the second word capital and the first word lowercase, like I did up here. Good book. See, the G of good book is small and the B is capital. So, like first name, last name, things like that. Magus, can you not just mumble while I'm doing this? I don't know. What are you talking about? It's distracting. Thank you. All right, so that's variable names. Probably should have told you that a week ago. But told it to you now. And we're going to review. Go back. Yeah, sorry. No, I'm not in a rush. All right. I want to just cover scanners again because I felt like last time it was a little haphazard. So we use scanner objects to get data from the user. to use a scanner, you have to put this line at the top. Import java.util.scanner. That tells the compiler, we're going to be using something that's not like in the default set of things that we use. This is tens of thousands of things that are already pre-built in Java that we could put in programs. And to be efficient, Java doesn't include all that stuff in the code that gets put together when you compile. But if you put this at the top, it tells Java, hey, we're going to do a scanner somewhere in the program, and then it'll add that code. It will make your code a little bigger, but it doesn't matter because it'll do what you want it to do. Then once before you start getting data, you have to do this next line. You're going to create a scanner. So scanner, scan equals new scanner system.in. And this is like any other object creation line. You don't have to have it be called scan. I'll be honest, sometimes I say scanner your mom equals new scanner system in because it just makes me laugh when I read the code. But that you have to remember what you called your scanner, because then later you have to refer to that variable name. That's the object that is the scanner. But here we go. To get an integer, you would say int a equals scan.nextInt. To get a string or text, to get text, you say scan.nextLine, and to get a double, you say double That's it. So that was 3 of our 4 things. I'll let you get all caught up. You're going to use a scanner in today's assignment that we're going to start working on in a minute. Questions? I have a question. I don't know what they're doing out there that's so loud. I think they got a dumpster, and they're putting garbage in the dumpster. And remember, if I'm going too fast, like you missed something here, I literally am posting these during class, and so you could go home and catch it later. I mean, you'd have to kind of fast forward to get to the right spot. But also, you can always speak up and say, Ms. Chase, can you go back just for a second? You know, I'm not trying to race. Can I proceed? All right, so then the fourth and last thing for today is using Modulo to process data. So we did this yesterday, but again, it got a little crazy, and I wanted to just cover it to be really clear, because I'm going to have you do a similar example, but it's different today. So yesterday Wednesday we did, in the day 7 file, we did a modulo activity with seconds, And I'm just going to review that. And then today, I'm going to have you do a modulo activity with change, like quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies. So it's very similar in that we want to break down some change you're being given, and then say what it would be if we were using the least amount of coins, doing the maximum number of quarters followed by dimes, nickels, and pennies. So I'm going to say for this int seconds equals, and I think my I forget. I had a great number. I think 66 was good. I'm going to take it out of comment mode, and we're going to code this. So I want it to be broken down to how many hours that is, how many minutes that is, and how many seconds that is. So what we can do is say int hours equals seconds divided by 3600. So where did I get 3600? It's 60 times 60. There's 3,600 seconds in an hour. 60 seconds per minute, 60 minutes per hour. So when we do this, if we divide the number of seconds by 3,600, remember it's integer math. It's kind of handy in this case. Throws away all the decimals and it gives you a whole number. So in this case, it would give us 0, right? There'd be no hours in just 66 seconds. So we're done with hours. Hours is great. So then we want to take out any hours. So seconds equals seconds modulo 3600. And what that does is it divides seconds by 3,600 and gives us the remainder. So for example, if this number was 3,601, we would get 1 in hours, right? When we divided 3,601 by 3,600, we'd get a 1. So hours would be 1. And then when we did this, seconds would be 1. That'd be that leftover. Because when you modulo the 3,600, it's going to divide by 3,600 and give us the remainder. If this number was 4,000, what would be in seconds after we modulo? 400, right? It would divide the 3,600 out and give us the remainder, which would be 400. So now we're going to do minutes. Int minutes equals seconds divided by 60. And that'll give us a whole number. That's how many minutes are not part of an hour. We've already taken the whole hours out. I know an hour has 60 minutes, but we've taken all the full hours out, and now we're just dealing with what's left, how many minutes are there. This will tell us that. And then we're going to do the same thing we did before. Seconds equals seconds modulo 60. That gets rid of all the extra, it gets rid of all the whole minutes. And I think we're done at this point. Seconds, what's in seconds now is the leftover seconds. Let's try it out. I'm going to print it. Hours. I'm going to just do it in one line. I think I got that right. We'll see if I made a mistake. It's compiling. All right, so if we use the number 4,000, we have 1 whole hour, we have 6 whole minutes, and we have 40 seconds left over. Yeah? Leila?
Can you make the modulo thing comment so I can see what it does?
Yeah. Great question. The question was, can we modulo out these, comment out the modulo lines and then see what happens. Yeah, that's a great question. Perfect. So we have this, still have this, no, we don't have the same number. We have 1 hour, that's the same. But then for minutes, we have that whole hour, which is 60 minutes, plus the 6 we used to have, if you remember. And then for seconds, we have, so before we had 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 40 seconds. And here we have 1 hour, we still only had 1 hour, but it's it's the 60 from here plus that 6, give us that 66, and then we have all 4,000 seconds. So these lines, yeah, excellent demonstration. Thank you for having me do that. These lines are what make it so you don't just keep counting everything over and over again. So, yeah, because imagine if I was asking you to tell me the correct change for 75 cents. You could say 3/4, 0 dimes, 0 nickels, 0 pennies. But you don't want to say 3/4, 7 dimes, 15 nickels, and 75 pennies. You know, like unless you're trying to give the wrong change out. You want to take the quarters out and then keep calculating on what's next. All right, that's it.